Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Marcus Peter. On Saturday, October 17th, 2026, parishes, schools, ministries, groups, fraternities, and teams across all of the counties of the Archdiocese of Detroit will unite for the 10th annual Mercy in Action Day of Service. Joining me to talk about this is Deacon Fred Billotto, who is Associate Director of Evangelical Charity at the Archdiocese of Detroit. He's also a volunteer manager for Catholic Charities of Southeast Michigan. Deacon Fred, great to speak with you again. How are you?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Marcus, I just want to talk about Mercy in Action Day, like you said, and the goal of Catholic Charities of Southeastern Michigan, which is to engage the Catholic community in the works of mercy. This is one way that the Archdiocese have done this. Like you said, it was 10th annual. This came out of Unleash the Gospel from Archbishop Bigneron. Many of us, of course, remember that. And it's a call to witness. It's a call to Catholics and Christians to witness to the love and mercy of Jesus Christ, embodied action, right? And it's an opportunity for us to evangelize through the good, Marcus. I always like to point that out because, in the Detroit model of evangelization, something else that came out of Unleash the Gospel, we talk about attract, encounter, grow, and witness. And that witness is really oftentimes linked to what we're doing here on October 17th, is going out and living the works of mercy. But also that witness, we can move that W to the front of that acronym. Witness is attractive to people, and that's what I mean when I say evangelizing through the good. An atheist will come to a food pantry, and it's a chance for us to foster an encounter with Christ for others, and to witness to God's mercy, as I've already said. So our goal this year thousands of people, Marcus, have participated in this event, in this day, throughout the 10 years. So every year we get well over 1,000 volunteers come out and join parishes in particular throughout the Archdiocese. But we want to raise awareness even more and encourage participation among schools, that's high schools, grade schools, universities, Catholic universities, and fraternal organizations like the Knights of Columbus and Secular Franciscans. All these people do a lot of good all throughout the year. Of course they do. But we want to join together and unite and really make this a real visible sign of Christ, of Christians in action, Catholics in action, working for the good, caring for the needs of others in their community.
Share with us, Deacon, in detail what the 17th is going to look like. So if when people show up, what is that entire day going to look like in the mind of the Archdiocese?
So this is completely parish run, this is youth group run, this is fraternal organization run. So parish is the best example. Parishes will decide what they're going to do. They're already thinking about this. They know the state's out there. Some more will become aware from this interview, I hope, and some of the promotions that we're doing. But look, they pick a work of mercy and a service project to do on that day. And again, I wouldn't get too hung up on the 17th. It could be the 16th or the 18th, whatever the case may be, whatever fits with the parish. And, we encourage them, and they do, focus on a real local need in their community. The parishes know best what their community needs. They recruit volunteers, and they do things like, it could look like praying for the poor souls in purgatory, a spiritual work of mercy. It can be comforting the sorrowful. Some parishes assemble bereavement bags, consolation bags for families who lost a loved one in the past year. Also caring for the homeless. Some parishes create winter survival bags. They collect and assemble maybe bags that contain socks, hats, gloves, scarves, blankets, and etc. They might host a clothing drive. We'd love you to do that for our Center for the Works of Mercy in Detroit, located directly across from the Blessed Sacrament Cathedral. A great project, I think. It's October. Leaves are falling. All of us have seniors and people that aren't able to clean up their own yards. Organize a cleanup and get those youth out there to help clean up yards of elderly parishioners or parishioners that aren't able to do that. So that's what it looks like. It looks like parishes and groups aware and assessing the needs of their community. Look, a lot of our food banks are really stretched. It's not just in the city of Detroit. We hear this stuff. I'm out at Northville, Our Lady of Victory in Northville. I hear Northville cares, needs food. Farmington cares, needs food. So the need is great, and the opportunities are just as great. So, we assess a local need, get people together, and just do it. That's what it looks like.
Let's expand that conversation.
I could add a little bit to that.
Go ahead, please.
If you'd like. Yeah, so at Catholic Charities, we're getting involved too. So we are going to have our second annual Sleep in Heavenly Peace bed build. So we partner with an organization called Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And October 10th, so in the spirit of, it doesn't have to be totally on October 17th. We're going to do this on October 10th at the Center for the Works of Mercy, again, located on Woodward, right across from the Blessed Sacrament Cathedral. We're going to organize 120 volunteers from across the Archdiocese. We're going to build 50 beds. Sleep in Heavenly Peace sets up an assembly line. We literally build beds from a pallet of wood that Lowe's will deliver to us. We cut, sand, drill, stain, brand the bed frames. We'll gather 120 volunteers. We'll build about 50 beds or so that will go out to kids who need beds. You know, the slogan is no kid sleeps on the floor in our town. And Sleep in Heavenly Peace is a national organization. We had a great experience last year. Exactly what happened is exactly what we wanted to happen at this event. We had groups and individuals from all over the Archdiocese come and join us and build those beds. It was awesome. We had great weather. We'll pray for great weather again. We built them outside, and although the need for beds, Marcus, is amazing. Honestly, I never would thought that this is still a problem in our community, but the list is a mile long, and the need is great. So we're going to do that. And also, our Port Huron office is partnering with neighboring parishes to assemble hygiene kits from those. I think their focus is going to be this year on those transitioning from incarceration back into the community. So yeah, there's I hope a good amount of ideas and clarity. If not, I'm here for questions, Marcus.
Well, actually, you answered all of the questions I would have had, which is outside of just what's happening in the Archdiocese. Can you also share with us the kind of work Catholic Charities is getting involved in? Now, I also want to invite you to share, on a grander perspective, the other work that Catholic Charities does over and above the day of service and these particular projects that you've mentioned, just so people are aware of what Catholic Charities does.
Okay. Well, we have the Center for the Works of Mercy. I'll start there again. So that is a place where people in need can come to find food, clothing. We clothe the naked. We feed the hungry. We, in partnership with the Order of Malta, there is a dental, vision, and medical clinic located there in the center. It's a place of pastoral care where, people that come in, they're prayed with, they're welcomed, they're treated with dignity. And we want to extend that throughout all of our ministries in the Archdiocese. We have the residence at St. Matthew. This was an awesome project that our team, led by Paul Propson and Anna Licavoli, is running the place right now. The residence at St. Matthew. So old St. Matthew's Parish at Harper and Whittier on the east side. The school, which sat dormant for many years, and the activity center, which also sat dormant for many years, was converted into a combination of low-income housing and what we call permanent supportive housing for the chronically homeless. So people that were just struggling with homelessness, sleeping on the streets, can come in there. They get wraparound services to help them build their lives back up, and they're not under pressure to leave at any time soon. They come there, their residents are treated with dignity, and they're given support to help them get their lives together. So that's another one. We have La Casa Amiga out in Pontiac, which it does so many things. I can't list them all here, but it's an awesome service to the immigrant community, primarily Hispanic folks, but they help everybody. Food drives, they have tutoring, they have legal help, job placement help. Again, I'm not going to be able to remember everything they do, but it is a wonderful ministry that's been going on for many years out there in Pontiac. So those are three of the big hitters. We have St. Leo's Soup Kitchen. Many people are familiar with St. Leo's. We recently moved the location to southwest Detroit.
Deacon Fred, we're going to have to pause there because the music is hitting, but we're going to have the information of contacting Deacon Fred in the description of today's program. Mercy in Action at ccsem.org or Billotto@ccsem.org. Stay tuned. I'm Marcus Peter.